and Rose and Jack will take it away.
Bye, Light Day.
Yeah, thank you very much, Zoe and Leg Day, for joining us. Let's jump straight into the series. Team Liquid versus Supernova. Oasis first up with the Juno and a Genji ban. So, Rose, expectations for this game? Harry was kind of saying, you know, at the end of the day, Liquid are probably going to win, but this is where potential stars are born. Like, a lot of these teams that aren't going to be in the top 4 kind of realm, the players might get picked up, like the DPS, the tanks, and then spread to other teams where they might find a little bit more success. Do you expect that here? And what are your overall expectations for Supernova?
Absolutely. I feel like Supernova is a team that's just filled with players that we saw at the end of the Overwatch League days, and it's just a matter of time before they get picked back up again for some of these other teams. Like, these are household names that we're thinking about on Supernova, right? Like Falls, Grapes, Renko, like Sam from like the old Overwatch League days. I think Jutsu as well is another player that has really started to stick out to me. And so I absolutely agree. We're gonna see these players get picked up. It's just kind of how many spots are available on these teams that these players can go to in terms of being a new home.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a little few and far between. Obviously, those spots are very coveted on teams like GK, Space Station, etc., especially those partner teams. When it comes to this series, banning Genji here from Supernova, quite like that on a map like Oasis. We've seen Jutsu and Ryan. They are we want to play the Freya, we want to play the Tracer, so getting Genji out of the pool is going to be nice. I think Ryan's Tracer's been honestly exceptional when we've seen him play. Obviously, halfway through the season or something, there was a little, Ryan taking a little bit of a break in Korea, but now they're back at full strength. It does feel like this team has found their position in the meta, and Jutsu, not a bad Freya at all, but matching up against Liquid with Zera on the squad, like, tough series regardless. Let's jump in though. Oasis, first map, picked by Liquid.
But I think that if you're going to see any of these players actually get picked up to new homes, this is where it really starts for them, is just having a good showing against one of the teams that's considered the strongest in North America, or like one of the strongest in North America. And if you can have a highlight moment against a team like this, that just really helps you plead your case when it comes down to the roster changes that can happen in between stage 2 and 3. But it is such a tough battle. I mean, despite the name value that we see on Supernova mixed in with a lot of these kind of newer faces in this more recent days of the Overwatch Champion Series, like, you're playing against like Team Liquid. It's not an easy task.
Yeah, I mean, you got Champion on the roster too, and RuPaul, of course.
Yeah.
See if RuPaul and Vega, their backline's going to be pretty unfallible on this BAP Brig, like you called it earlier, like the indestructible backline. Looks like Supernova are going to match them completely. No Freyas, no Sojans. Tree on the cast. Jutsu is going to match.
Cassidy is so nice on this point. You don't really need to utilize these longer range sights. You can play alongside your Orisa, which is where we really see this Cassidy start to become a more valuable pick. Gotta be a little bit careful about stepping up too far, and I feel like Jutsu did just that. He is spear to the face. But it's a waiting game. At this point, you're really just kind of hoping that one of these teams makes a mistake in terms of the cooldowns that they use. So it's sort of at a standstill. Team Liquid's gonna be the first ones that actually step up, but it's about kind of finding that off pattern of what these Orises have in terms of their skills and waiting for some skill shots.
All right, Astra manages to strafe back onto the high ground, but infected with a nice spear initially. Point's not been taken just yet, but now Team Liquid can take all the space that they want. They go straight into Hookah, and that's a very, very smushed Grape there. As Infected smacks him in the face. Point's going to get taken in a moment too. Yeah, Liquid, and like you said, buying their time. They had a little bit of capture progress. Did make Supernova respond to try and stop that cap going away for free. But Astro getting booped to the low ground. I mean, that's over for your high ground control, and Liquid just run over you from there. Renko with a window, same with RuPaul though, and a Terror Surge fairly early on from Infected, some more damage.
Yeah, that's gonna end up being a pretty good ultimate to have for this next fight. There isn't really a great way for Supernova to actually answer this. No rallies. Both Vega and Grapes kind of trailing a little bit behind everybody else on their teams, but that's kind of to be expected, especially if these fights don't drag on long enough. Like, you're not really finding a lot of value with the Inspire healing. That was a big stun out from Jutsu's ult, so High Noon is now gone.
Woo. That is a window. That's really far up too. Windows down for both sides. Infected. Oh, dearie me. Jutsu and Renko A sweet embrace of death there as it infected Terror Surges them both, and a team kill for Team Liquid.
Woo! Feels good for Team Liquid fans. That was pretty expensive though, like having to use the window alongside the Terror Surge, but I think it was even more expensive for Supernova. Team Liquid still at least are going to have this rally for later. I think that's kind of what both teams are sort of banking on at this point. I'm not even going to count the high noon here unless Tree does something miraculous. Usually that ult doesn't find too much value in terms of an elimination.
Astro wants to go high ground again. Little flail there from Vega.
Oh, no!
All good. That's the second time I've had a small heart attack, and I can imagine Astro is exactly the same. Infected does end up going golden, but look at Astro's positioning right now. He is alone, although Infected caught lacking a little bit. RuPaul chased away by Astro, so a lot of those heals can connect with Infected. Rally deployed by both Grapes and Vega, but it is now just Liquid trying to stall out for time. There it is, 90% on the board, and a Terror Surge saved for Supernova.
Really good stuff here for Supernova to have that alongside their DPS ults again. It was a very economical fight, but this is where things also continue to get a little bit challenging. Like Astro has to find a way to use this Terror Surge. You don't necessarily want to use both DPS ults at once here. Just at least to have something for the next fight, because you got to start thinking about, yes, I would want to win this one, but also about winning 3 more fights in a row here to actually win out this control point.
Oh, very telegraphed Terror Surge there, but Tree still ends up going down. Good kill, and he staggers. A little stagger there. And Astro gets a nice bit of ult charge, actually spearing Infected off of the map.
All right, well, now the second thing up to bat here. I mean, the fact that you won with the Terror Surge, look at how much time you actually stalled off of the clock. And so now maybe Amplification Matrix, you get to send it on an angle here. Makes it a little bit difficult if Team Liquid actually step up to the plate quickly. I think it's better for Supernova because you actually have ways to kite away from this window.
I do really like that bat perk. When you use that shift, you get an increased rate of fire. Nice pulse bomb from Zera, though. There's the window, but it's at an awkward angle. Tree with a personal bodyguard of Vega, and Infected yet again finds value with that Terror Surge. Supernova, they collapse. There's a Team Liquid. He just kind of, well, just push into the back line. Terror Surge, and that's it. It's all over. And it's Team Liquid with a round on the board.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Team Liquid here. With a nice little punch to Ryan to finish things off here from Tree, do end up winning out this first control point. And Supernova started to look quite good. I just think that, like, overall, pound for pound, I think the players on Team Liquid are just mechanically getting the better of their counterpart. It's not, like, it's still really early, but I do think, like, you know, Zera's doing amazing. Again, kind of what you would expect to. Not dying either in that first round.
It feels good for the Tracer if you don't die. A solo operator for sure. I mean, 12-0-0. No assists either. Just pure killing for Zera. Same kind of comps. We're going to University. It's going to be a brawl with the Orisa. And then Ryan back on the Tracer versus Zera. Okay, so again, no Freyas, no Sojourns, opting for the Cassidys. And honestly, I don't mind this whatsoever. Jusu, kind of known for the Cassidy before Freya was released. A little bit of Sojourn here and there, but hero that Jusu definitely wouldn't mind playing a little bit more of.
Oh, I like the Cassidy pick here again. I think this is just another map that the Cassidy works better.
Do it. It's so dicey jumping down those staircase against Infected, almost telegraphed.
I've like clutched my the armrest on my chair like 4 times now in the last round, and then that.
It's scary. Well, there's the point, capped by Infected. Supernova try and get an off angle, but this flank and a nice bash actually coming through from Vega, getting a mutual stun onto Grapes. But if Team Liquid end up taking space on the point, Supernova try and yeah, good luck. Ain't no way. Team Liquid do end up just flanking them around, and Supernova caught a little bit lacking there. We'll see if they can come back in, but RuPaul wanting to use these windows early. He's done it before. He will definitely do it again just to buy space and time. You can see how far he's actually playing up now.
I think that's a really great call on this particular part of the map, because where do you go from there? You just have to back up. Supernova can't really like completely walk by it. And look, I mean, Immortality Field as a response, and then they just scatter.
Yeah. GLHF. I know where you're escaping that. And Graves dies, and now Astro is all alone. Absolutely bullied in that low ground. I really like you said, I really like using the window there because you can't hide, and then you just basically force a complete reset. And if you get kills, it's a bonus.
Right. And now, what a great bank of ultimates to sit on for Team Liquid. It already looks like it's going to be last fight territory based on how much time Supernova are taking to just play this patiently, because that's also part of the compositions matching against each other. You're waiting for somebody to get a pick. So it's final fight here, Jack. Window gets completely negated here after Ringo puts that down. Team Liquid cut away, and now they just get to look at this with the Terror Surge next.
Yeah, really smart cancel of the Deadeye. Ryan, though, already super low, and Renko steps up and just gets, like, bonked by Vega. Little High Noon getting blocked by the shield, but the Terror Surge is going to help Infected stay alive, and just playing on the edge of that lamp as well. Takes down Astro. Still, though, Infected is still going. I mean, look at the health bar of Graves right now. Saved by the lamp, so both the Baptistes coming in rather clutch. However, it is Jusu on the Cassidy. That sticks Liquid with a little bit of damage to the face, and good Grapes positioning too, just basically sticking to the side of Jutsu, being the personal shield of the Cass. And 99% for Team Liquid though, Rose. Still a very hard fight to win for Supernova up next.
Yeah, Amplification Matrix now on the flip side gets a chance to push back Supernova, because all you can do is cower to the point, and Jutsu even almost gets caught trying to take the retreat as Infected just goes absolutely full horsepower onto the point. They don't even need the Amplification Matrix to actually push past the choke point. Now they get to use it on the flank.
Yeah, look at him. Three-man hit squad just trying to get the flank, although Jusu found the hammer straight up. That window is going to be pretty useless now, as looks like Team Liquid is just running past it themselves, but the rally on top of that, I mean, it's all over Rose. There's just too many support ultimates online for Supernova to sustain through the fight, and they can't even actually get back to touch to keep the point going for them. An OT flip for Team Liquid, and the Terror Surge is Infected as one of the most epic fights I've ever seen. Arista versus Arista, and the other Arista's just walking away from him.
Oh, and that looks good.
Yeah.
Poor Amplification Matrix.
I don't think Renko even shot a single bullet through that window, I'm gonna be honest. There you go, RuPaul and Infected close out the map. A little 2-0 to start off the series on Oasis.
To be fair, Orisa hits the Terror Surge. You're already so low. What are you going to do with the Amplification Matrix? You just kind of hope that like the rest of your team can use it, but then you all get like AoE killed, and yeah, all she wrote. Team Liquid off to a great start for that first map. I think there were still like some pretty good moments there from Supernova, but I think if you see anything less than a 3-0, like Team Liquid does start to look a little question marky.
Yeah, I don't think that is realistically going to happen at this point. I think Team Liquid, the expectation here is a 3-0, and like I said, I think third place for them right now is where they're going to land, with a Space Station in fourth going into the playoffs. Should give them a decent seeding. Nightmare and Geeke's run though through this stage has been ridiculously impressive. So Team Liquid probably not landing themselves at a spot there, considering their 2 losses already. We'll see where Supernova want to take us next.
I kind of wonder if Supernova actually wants to play a little bit more of the Genji. So maybe if it's going to be Genji. Oh, I was going to say, is this... Oh yeah, these stats are actually quite close, despite the number of deaths on either side. But yeah, if they want to play a little bit more Genji, I kind of wonder then, do you want to play Suravasa? Do you actually want to take an Orisa duel again? But I think like Genji on Suravasa looks very good. You could also probably play Genji on... Wow, actually, Gibraltar might be a little hard.
Yeah, I mean...
Runasapi?
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like a Runasapi, maybe Suravasa kind of angle for the team. I mean, if you're looking at Supernova, False, and Astro, realistically, it could be subbed in whenever to play like a Winston if they really want to. Although despite Kellen playing the Winston, I still don't think it's the strongest tank right now on a lot of these maps, but I guess apart from Watchpoint Gibraltar, we'll have to see. Yeah, we'll see where Supernova wants to take us. I think banning a Tracer here would be kind of detrimental to them as well. So sure, you get it away from Zero, who is ridiculous on the character, but you take it away from Ryan, who is probably his best. So yeah, unclear where Supernova want to kind of target their bans to. Maybe the backline, like it's tough to ban against Team Liquid. Their hero pool throughout their entire roster is just so vast. It feels like a more like feel kind of thing. Like, okay, we feel like right now they're dominating us on the Orisa, we'll ban the Orisa, but Infected can just play whatever. Ball, Winston, like Hazard, it doesn't really matter. It's truly a tough team to really target one individual on.
It is hard, and I think that's where Team Liquid finds a lot of their strengths, and also where a lot of people start to cite some weaknesses in terms of maybe not being able to master one thing in particular. But I think the best teams in North America right now, they're able to master like two. I think even just taking a look at Space Station in their last match is a pretty good example of this. They're good at the dive, but now they also have this Orisa look, and so combining both of those things, it makes it really hard to ban out something that you're not able to play the other Orisa comp. Okay, we have the Winston, and think similarly for Team Liquid, like maybe they had a little bit too much at their disposal, but you're right, you can't target ban somebody, and I think that's really where a lot of these teams, when they do find an upset, that's where they've been able to find that strategic differences in the bans. But you've got Kiriko banned for Supernova, a Sojourner ban here for Team Liquid, and I don't think this really hurts either team, it feels like.
Yeah, Runasapi is going to be the map. Man, Runasapi has honestly gifted us so many insane like Overwatch Esports moments over the last couple of years. Well, since it was released, to be fair. I mean, I think the most historic moment is the Violet Ajax on this map. It's got to be. I was getting through Paul as well.
You have the best memory of Ajaxes.
I love that moment. That's one of my favorite moments of the last couple of years.
It's like, I love to see these players suffer. That's what you're saying.
No, well, I mean, it was just an insane sound barrier, but I mean, I love watching Violet play, but like that, yeah, that was one of my favorites.
True.
For sure, from last year. All right, Supernova. Astro staying in, no substitutions, so we're not seeing false, so back to the Orisa.
Yeah, and I think the Orisa is the right call. I think, though, when you look at where these teams actually want to land for their DPS, it's where maybe we start to see some differences. But even though the Genji is unbanned this time around, we are still going to see Zera and Ryan stick to this Tracer. And since we are playing this Orisa look, I think that does make more sense with the Cassidy in tow. But very interesting approaches here for the backlines of both of these teams. Poor Vega stuck in brig jail for this Orisa backline.
I don't know. I don't know if Brig Jail exists anymore, I'm going to be honest. I think we've demolished Brig Jail. Because it's not like a perma pick now, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You don't need to play the Brig. I don't know, hot take. I think Brig's kind of fun, actually. Really early lamp usage there from RuPaul. Getting pushed pretty heavily. Actually, Zera goes down to Jusu. Okay, 4v5 now. RuPaul, despite being 70 HP, still wants to take the duel. Jusu takes another head. But unfortunately, Vega and Shree ends up cleaning up the rest. Vega with a bash and then instant whip shot onto Jusu was kind of clean. Supernova get team kill.
Trey is cracked though. Like, I think that's really where the power of this Cassidy is coming clutch for a lot of these teams. I think you see this also with the headshots. If you're able to get those critical hits, then you're two-tapping people, which I think is insane. Zera also does come back on the Genji, so it's not going to be the Tracer versus Tracer. I'd be a little surprised, actually, maybe Ryan stays on this hero. If the Team Liquid start to find a lot of purchase with the Genji, maybe you try to match that. But I mean, like, Tree already has high noon. Yeah. Ooh, gotta scatter.
Yeah, gotta back all the way up. Preemptive high noon, knowing that potentially Supernova want to swing on this corner. Well, there's the Terror Surge. Lamp is going to save RuPaul's life, but unfortunately for Infected, actually went the opposite way. This angle from Jutsu is quite devious, but RuPaul still takes the kill. In fact, taking the 1v1 versus Ryan too. Shipped up in about 4 seconds or so, but Ryan leaps on him before he can do that. But it is, Zera all day, actually, on the other side of the map. Manages to clear up too. Rather scrappy fight now with Ryan and Astro dueling out in the mid. against Zera, and without a reflect and maybe just a dash remaining, does manage to get out, but this is not a clean fight for Supernova here, so the progress on the bot is going to be kept to a minimum.
Yeah, it's very slow because you also only have 2 people pushing it, but I think like where are the reinforcements? I don't really know. You have High Noon here, which I guess can help you maintain some of that distance between you and Team Liquid, but I think Team Liquid just has better ults. I'd say Sound Barrier Grapes does get that online for this next fight.
A little bit of damage there onto Infect in the front line. Sound Barrier comes in just in time, but look at that! The stun, the Terror Surge grab in, then the stun bash. Grapes health bar, it just evaporated. It didn't exist, really, at all. That Sound Barrier looked good, but unfortunately, Team Liquid had the response.
Oh my god. Yeah, I Grapes had it too. Like, the timing was perfect. Knew that, like, if the Sound Barrier at least hits, the full charge from the Orisa isn't gonna actually kill the entire team, but you just don't have the rest of the sustain after that point. Or you take it away. Like, terrorists are just pulling you in. So, yeah, a good team fight here for Team Liquid. Very expensive for Supernova. Team Liquid now gonna have a Blade, and this should just be checkpoint. I don't even think there's a good way to contest this if you're Supernova, and they just give it up.
What? Zera just like Houdini'd Grapes. It just disappeared. I don't even know where it went. All right, there's High Noon for Tree. He's gonna force the positioning here of Supernova, and that window as well from RuPaul is crazy aggro, but what an angle. This is, unfortunately, the rest of Supernova just kind of falling over. The bot is just going to continue its journey towards Supernova's base.
And I think there's good. Ooh, careful, Tree. Okay, there is healing there, but like that, there was actually pretty big stagger on Tarenko as well. Just the fact you were able to follow up on that kill, you're already gonna round this corner. Infected still gets to take this forward positioning, and Zera has not used the Blade yet either. Steals the pack away from Ryan too.
Yeah, so Zera's going to get a lot of support here on the sides because he can just get brick packed over and over. Got to force that recall though. There you go. Okay, hit the headshot with a right click. That'll force the recall. Zera also kind of respects the space, gets healed up, and in fact, Vega's going to join him on the high ground.
Well, he's getting ready to use his Blade. He really wants to use it, but he needs to wait for that perfect moment.
High ground control here for Supernova. Blade's going to get pulled though by Zera. There's nothing left, I don't think, of this backline. Pulse bomb on the ground, and 2 Orisas staring at each other using the Terror Surge, but Infected ends up clicking the left click first, and Renko and Jutsu go down, smushed into the floor as 105 meters and counting now for Team Liquid. And Supernova Rose, they've got only this High Noon against a window rally.
Window rally, and then another High Noon from Tree to match Jutsu's. This really does feel like Team Liquid should be able to cap here. As you see them kite away from the High Noon, Supernova can kind of come back with their own, but it's also pushing them into this really awkward territory where Zera, this window, is going to collapse onto them.
Yeah, nice kill on Jutsu too. This window is rather gross. Astra ends up going down, and Rose, this is just going to be a full cap for Team Liquid. Don't expect anything less as they survive the fight. Team Liquid with a 2-0.
2-0, full cap. Looking pretty good for Team Liquid right now. And unfortunately, I feel like there's not too many choices that Supernova can really take us to. There are some maps that might be able to turn this around. Even when it comes down to the target bans, we talk about this all the time with Team Liquid. We talked about it heading into that last map that we had. What do you actually target ban to really put Team Liquid with their backs against a wall? It's hard. There really isn't anything that I think puts them into that same predicament that maybe other teams would. And every player has really stepped up in that way to make sure that they can't get target banned.
Yeah, I think for Supernova as well, Rose, kind of looking past this match, you're like, okay, we pick the next map, we lose 3-0 against Team Liquid, like, okay, where are we looking? Where is the rest of our season going? We've got 2 more matches. Supernova versus Extinction, and then, one more match, it's just against Extinction. Extinction also have a match against SSG, but that Extinction versus Supernova match, that is really going to determine a lot. Like, being able to claw away maps, and even a victory against Extinction might keep them out of that relegation spot for now. I mean, Both teams are at 1-4. Extinction a -7, Supernova a -8. So that series is where they're looking at, hoping that also Extinction lose against SSG in that final game of week 6.
But it's tough when your fate is out of your hands, and like I kind of can't imagine what it must feel like to be a player in that moment where you can not do anything except to kind of hope that somebody else falters at your expense. And yeah, it is hard, but I think like for Supernova, even if they find themselves in that promo relegation, I think this is still again a team of players that individually these are players that can get picked up for other teams. Maybe even taking a look at the third stage, people are already eyeing some of them like, ooh, okay, you've got a nice hero pool, maybe we like snatch that up, or wow, you've put on a great performance as a support, maybe this is somebody that we would like to have as a way to maybe make sure that like our backline looks good or like stays good.
Yeah, I think Zomb is definitely one of those players on Extinction. I think Jutsu has had some really good moments too for Supernova. So look where Supernova want to take us for this next map, however. Could be the last one in the series. Again, Team Liquid, it just looks like another day in the office for them, and it should be, realistically. Don't want any hiccups here. No maps kind of given away. I mean, you could go to a Suravasa, running the Orisa again. I think that's okay. You could go to a dive map if you want to, maybe get some Winston action going. And it looks like it's going to be Circuit Royale. Okay, so we get to see potentially the Lifeweaver and the BAP rear its head again, or maybe even some Alari. There's been a lot of like different comps that people are playing on this map. It's actually been one of the best maps, I'd say, to watch this season or this stage. It's been super fun to see the innovation.
Super fun, like a lot of extra rounds for this map. Yeah, like the team, the hero traces, I've just been super enjoying this. So maybe Supernova can also bring out something that's going to be spicy, add another hat into the ring. We do actually get a sub here, so Jack, we're going to see False come in for Astro. So then, yeah, kind of makes sense. Probably going to see some Sigma play here, unless it gets banned.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to ban Sigma. Honestly, I think you would if you're...
You could ban Ram.
Team Liquid. And then you just
or protect ban
play Orisa, or you could ban Ram as well. I think that might be a viable option too. I don't mind it, actually. We'll see if they do end up doing that. I'm not sure what Supernova are going to ban, because if they're really scared of this Lifeweaver BAP, they could just ban Lifeweaver. It looks like Supernova are going to ban Lucio instead, so don't want any fast comps coming out of Team Liquid. Then Team Liquid ban May. Okay. Oh, sorry, just getting word in. Bans are swapped. So Supernova banning May first, and then Liquid banning the Lucio. So Liquid don't want to play any against any fast comps from
Fair
Supernova.
enough. Sure. I think this also protects your backline as well. I don't think we see a whole lot of... Well, I guess we have seen some Lucio, but I feel like more often than not, though, as the stage has progressed, we've seen a lot more Brig BAP, Kiri, Juno,
especially on this map,
fairly
like
popular on circuit.
Yeah,
Lucio like not as much.
Yeah, you're like, okay, it's probably going to be BAP Lifeweaver or like Alari BAP or like something like that, like heavy poke. And without the Lucio, it's like, okay, so we actually do want to play heavy poke. Like we can go against the Juno,
like
although Juno, you know, good with the speed ring. That's fantastic. It's not like constant speed with the Lucio, so I don't mind this whatsoever. Circuit Royale, we're going to load in. Final map potentially here in this series as Team Liquid take on Supernova, leading the series 2-0 right now. Final match of week 5 to week 6, the last final chance to get that seeding for Team Liquid, and final chance for Supernova to keep themselves out of promo relegation. Their game against Extinction next week is going to be a big one for them.
It really is, and I love that we have that kind of drama in this stage for Overwatch. That next weekend is going to be super hype. But for now, let's see if Supernova can actually keep themselves in this. They're going to be on the attack first. Team Liquid decide to take the defense, and they have their like patented Baptiste Alari backline. Are you, Vegas, very excited to play that one?
Yeah, it's great. Look, I love playing poke on this map. I think it's really fun. Although poke's annoying to play. Circuit Royale gets a pass for me. I normally hate playing against poke comps. It's kind of dull sometimes, but on this map, especially with all the straightaways, it's fun. It's a fun time. Zera playing the Sojourn too, so very heavy upfront damage, like a little insane. And you can see Liquid, they're not going to be too afraid here of this D.Va. It's going to be a tough match to actually navigate for False, because you've already got so much Matrix, and Tree and Zera are just going to be slinging damage out, so every inch is going to be rather valuable to them.
And it's hard too, because for the D.Va, you really do have to try to like take down a target with somebody like Ryan or Jutsu. And I think there's quite a bit of mobility on this Team Liquid squad. Or the healing pylon just makes it so difficult for these dives to actually get finished off. I guess as I say that, you know, Vega actually does get sniffed out outside of the immortality field.
Yeah, good nade though from Renko initially. Forced out the lamp from RuPaul, and Vega, yeah, go in the brig, going away from the Alari, sadly. Oh man, that kind of sucks, but understandable considering Supernova was running the D.Va. But saying that, False is now on the Ram, so.
Yeah, we got the Ram here for False. Maybe
and then Vega switches back to Alari.
Yeah,
instantly.
why not?
Like, okay, we see Ram. I'm going to walk back to spawn real quick. Now we're back on the Alari, because realistically, Ryan's the only one that can dive.
Yeah. And you're not going to get pushed out of the way of your own healing pylon, so I think this does feel much better. But, you know, Ryan's still finding his way back there. Zera gets taken out, and now you just, you know, got to keep it up, keep up the pressure.
Yeah, the pylon is such an invaluable resource. The majority of the healing from the Alari is going to come from the pylon, and you're basically in a poke comp. You're free to just do damage. Your pylon can do 100% of the healing, in all honesty. Well, Nano Boost deployed there onto Jutsu. That hurts if you're RuPaul there. You get tagged by that, and the lamp dies instantly with it. An annihilation, though, for Infected. No supports available for Team Liquid. In fact, just used it as a mobility tool by the looks of it. They do end up backing up. But Supernova, they took a couple of casualties, Rose, so they're not at full strength and they can't really find any more picks.
I actually think it's fine that Infected used the Annihilation there, because it bought valuable time for the rest of Team Liquid to come back. Tree now has the Bola shot, so that is something that you can safely use in this next fight, especially if Jufla goes down here from Ryan. But Ryan is also trying to find a way to actually use the Blade, and that is the struggle bus here for Team Liquid with these support choices.
Oh, Blade's good from Ryan. Ended up getting an initial slash there onto Tree. Finds the kill onto Zera as well. Nice work from Ryan. Really, really sticking it to Team Liquid. Vega and Infected, of course, that anyone's alive now, unfortunately for them. I mean, the likelihood of Infected actually clutching this one out, very slim, especially with the Alari only for the heals. And there's the point cap for Team Liquid. Okay, we'll see if Supernova, how far they want to push as Team Liquid now swapping to Orisa.
Yeah, it was a good effort there by Tree to use the Symmetra to try to stall for a little more time, and it does leave Supernova with only 3 minutes left with the second point. As we see Infected switch over to the Orisa, we still have this like Alari Ana backline. I feel like there's gonna have to be some switch here. Like after the Captive Sun. I mean, Vega certainly can do a lot with this particular ultimate, but I don't know how much I like this.
Oh, she did connect with someone too in the backline. Looks like it was Grapes, but got out of the way. Vega, very vulnerable up in the sky to the pulsar torpedoes. Steep into Infected. This is a very scrappy fight right now. You can see Ryan actually playing a little bit of defense as Infected and False are just running each other's backlines right now. False with the Annihilation, it eventually ends up running out, but pops the Nemesis form to continue his foray into Team Liquid's backline. But unfortunately for him, this nano boost onto Zera cuts him short. Supernova is still trying to claw this space away from Team Liquid. Under the hands of Ryan and Grapes, they've managed to do so.
Yeah, a big nano onto Ryan, and Renko gets that as well, and that's going to be a second point captured. Infected's just going to kind of have to sit there. Even gets put to sleep, actually, by Renko. Great shot there with the sleep dart. And a second point for over 3 minutes now. Hey, Jutsu finding Tree? I mean, look at how much space they can grab now.
Yeah, this is really messy. A little scrappy with it on the second point. Yeah, 3 minutes to go. No nano blade available from Ryan, but could use the orbital rate, although a little bit slower. Sometimes rather clunky with the blades, considering you have to stay in the ray itself to get that extra damage.
Yeah, it's hard because like, do you want to try to use it on high ground? Do you actually try to take the fight to lower?
Space control for Infected, though.
That works.
There's the orbital ray on the high ground to clear him off. Oh, Infected 70 HP. Used the Terror Surge to keep himself alive, but the orbital ray, it's just too much additional damage on top. Jusu and Tree end up trading there, both bolts connecting with their mark. All right, 1 HP. Surely gets the kill here, though. Yeah, he's got the heals from Renko, too. But meanwhile, Folks has managed to get killed. I mean, Folks, again, just extending into the backline while this small skirmish is happening between Ryan and I believe it was Sarah. With 2 minutes to go, Infected switches to Winston.
Yeah, we've got the Annabrig backline here for Liquid as Infected now gets a chance to really capitalize on that with the Winston. And you still have ults to spare. Like Nano Boost from RuPaul can go on to Infected to help make sure that like Renko and Grapes are easy pickings. There it goes.
Swap City for Infected right now. I think he's played almost every tank in the book, to be honest.
We saw
late
Roadhog
nano there from RuPaul. Sure, okay, yeah. I mean, half a second of Roadhog will take that.
But the Winston, I think, is the perfect answer for what Supernova have. If you're going to continue to play this Diva dive with the Genji, and you still have the Ana Brig, as Grapes actually makes that transition over to Brig himself, then may as well just play the Winston. In fact, he's really good at that hero, and you also allow RuPaul to play one of his favorites in Ana.
Oh, Nanoblade, though. Little Disu real quick, but Ryan's going to be able to clean him up. Oh, actually, Zera does end up slinking away from Ryan. So he does end up getting one kill, but False with the micro missiles snipes as they take the high ground. 60 seconds to go now. But with Infected with the Primal Rage, it's going to be a tough point to cap.
Really, but Infected doesn't have it online just yet. So maybe if Supernova go fast enough, you know, you kind of catch Infected off guard, accidentally boop him off a point, or like
See ya. Off the map you go.
Yep.
Yeah, goodbye, Renko. Now the Brig is next on the menu for Infected. A true delicacy for the Winston players, getting both the backliners. 30 seconds to go, and this is going to be a mean stagger as well onto False. I mean, they are not letting this guy go. FRD right now, out there. Oh, no. 27 HP as well, and they're... Oh, I mean... 10 seconds to go, False hits the reset. Yeah, good luck. That was really memories of FRD. We won't forget you, Frywiener.
All right, well...
They do get the touch, luckily, Rose, but... Good luck getting the retouch. Oh, there's Tracer, and she's dead. 2 points is all that they can muster. Supernova Rose. There's a duel for the skies here as Tree picks Jutsu out of the air, and there's the Disu onto False. He came back and he died. He got another touch, but there you go. 89.59 meters, 2 points on the board for Supernova, and Team Liquid with a clear goal in mind now.
It's still a pretty good push, all things considered, from Supernova. Pretty good. It's winnable.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that card's in a really annoying spot too, so very winnable. As long as Team Liquid don't get like 5, although I was going to say don't get 5 minutes on last, but we've seen insane things with even a 5-minute time bank on a third point.
Yeah.
Notoriously hard to actually cap, so
but usually 5 minutes is enough, or you know, like that's why you have that
in theory it should be enough. Exactly. Nice damage from Jutsu though, Rose. 15 and 5, 8.5k.
Yeah, it's looking really good. And I think when you take a look at how much impact this Freya has really had from Jutsu, I think it's very exciting. Just kind of see where Jutsu can take this match even further. But what I'm really interested in is, you know, what exactly do Team Liquid decide to play? I think you have a lot of options here, but based on the fact that we're going to see Supernova on the defense, I guess maybe we'll listen in and see where Liquid's heads are at.
Wait, what? Bro. Like the bark colors.
Yeah.
That's actually weird, bro.
I think it might make my life, like, right now it's like at like an 8 out of 10. Might make it a 10 out of 10. Good Ram.
Ram. I'm going to Ursa, yeah. I'm picking that shield perk.
We're in this together. All of us.
Just get out Ram. Shoot out Ram, get out his CDs before we swing. Look, Ram.
41. Or Ram 1.
I'm taking high. Genji top.
Clear Genji right. Clear Genji right.
Throwing Genji, 3, 2, 1. No dash.
Genji out.
I'm doing a lot of damage. They might get nano soon.
Alright.
Hold on.
It's fine.
Swing Ram. Tear their push. Live this, live this, live this.
Living it.
Our turn after. Genji close.
We show up.
Yeah,
Get it. Swing out wide. I'm on wide. I'm on top right.
I'm on corner. Just hold this.
Honest stuff right bottom, maybe.
top.
Ram one.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay, their turn.
Ram one.
Get one. Rama.
I'm pushing Ana.
Push Ram, push Ram.
Free one.
I'm an Ana.
Go right. Come Juno. Juno one.
Nice.
I think they're gonna go Diva.
Do you wanna? I think you go up. And
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I got my clear.
Are they going to go Diva? Wait a second.
Yeah.
Perfect call there by Team Liquid. Yeah, it wouldn't be Rose in our little text chat comms. Ram was full HP and they're calling a 1. It wouldn't be Overwatch comms without everybody calling that someone is 1 and they're above 50% HP. If they're actually 1, you say actually 1. But if they're not, then you just say they're 1.
Like Genji
He's taking 10
was
damage.
1. Genji
Taking
was
10
1
damage?
and then Genji died.
He's 1. He's 1, guys. I said anti onto infected though. It's very, very deep in.
Now he is 1.
Yeah. Now he is, yeah, quite literally 1. That's a literally 1 a moment. Tree. I mean, come on, man. You can't let him get away with this. Also, despite the push here from Supernova, I mean, Team Liquid is still finding these kills. That's a detonation of the ult as well. That Captive Sun landing onto Grapes. Good little, like, he banks it off the side. Jeez, even with Infected going down, Supernova caught with their pants down, unfortunately there. 4 minutes to go, making their final attempt at defending this second point.
Ooh, it's gonna be tough. I mean, False just respawns. You will have the nano, but I think applying that to anybody here is gonna be tough when you've got this Orisa in your face. There is a recontest though.
Oh, the nano blade. The nano blade gets denied by the lamp. Oh, you can write a bit of script here for Team Liquids. Orbital rate though is gonna be good for them. They've got to keep moving with it though. And Lucas in the backline still. I mean, good luck. I mean, True that entire time was just slinging bolts towards Supernova, who were trying to get on the point. Just a complete pincer maneuver there by Team Liquid. They cap the point, and there's the 5 minutes.
And RuPaul gets to go back to Ana. This team has become so fluid. No pun intended. But like, you know, they hit the third point, they go, okay, easy switch for us. False was got on Diva. So now that we've used our ults, let's go Winston, Ana, Brig. Super, super clean transition from them. With 4.5 minutes left, this is the danger territory we're talking about. This should theoretically be enough time for Team Liquid to cap this. So really tough work cut out here for Supernova. They only have this Diva bomb, and Team Liquid have got both of their DP assaults to throw at this.
Yeah, Supernova in as well. Like, False wants to reclaim this high ground space. Nice nade again from Renko, who's been rather consistent with him. That bowler shot, though, I think that connected with 3 people, by the way, in that choke point, as False turned his back to the Freya. This is going to be a clean team fight as well, Rose. So Team Liquid are going to have very good positioning on this high ground.
Yeah, I mean, like, a cart moves, and this looks like it could be it. Like, Supernova do have a couple more things. Like, they still didn't use the Diva bomb, so you've got that plus the bullet shot. Maybe these nanos can really make a difference here, and I'm looking at Renko now to be that difference maker. But yeah, like, high ground control there for Infected, but Zera is under a bit of pressure here on the high ground.
Yeah, Jisoo throws in the bolus, but I mean, it connects with the Brig and the Ana. They heal it off. It's all good. Tree does end up dying to Jisoo, but here's the engage from Infected. A nano boost to save Jisoo's life and just to keep the fight in Supernova's favor. A good little bash there, but again, Renko with these antis. Vega lit up bright purple, but for him, he's got the plasma screen TV deployed, so you just pop that up and RuPaul heals you. You're all good. Nano boost on who Infected now, keeping the door closed on Grapes, who's trying to exit the spawn. Jisoo dies, and Infected's now got the Primal Rage, so again, just prolonging these fights. Liquid are winning these handily. Supernova just running out of steam as a nice dive onto the high ground ends Renko's life, and Rose, this is the final push.
Looks like it could be. There's still a couple of members of Team Liquid that are coming back from the spawn, but now that you've actually got the DMEC on a false, it looks like this is going to be all over in a couple seconds.
Yeah, Zero's on the Tracer. Tree's got a kill. Infected with Primal. I think that's going to be it. Jutsu finds one, but Infected is pushing them back into spawn. And Team Liquid will find that golden box victory in their hands as they take the series 3-0.
Really clean stuff from Team Liquid as well, and so I think it's not even just 3-0, it's a convincing 3-0, which is something we wanted to see from this Liquid squad, especially after, you know, they have lost to some big heavy hitters. So they lost to GK, they lost to Nightmare, and so I think being able to get this win is another vote of confidence. Like maybe they can continue this run for their season and for stage 2, and so it might just be only those 2 losses on their record for the rest of it.
Absolutely. And it was great already last week. I mean, they won their match last week, but they came into that match on the back of a brutal beatdown against Nightmare. So for them to then take GK to all the way to map 5, making it really competitive, and then today rocking up and having such a convincing victory, like pretty much flawlessly played. Like that's exactly what you want to see from this squad. Now it's got to be a confidence booster heading into the last match they have, the last 2 matches actually they have since the week 6, as I just see. The corner of my eye is a 2-match. Yeah, but they should be considered the favorite in both of these. Overall, they should actually end this stage with a pretty good score.
Yeah, realistically, Team Liquid, they come out today, they're 3-2. They win the next 2, it's like 5-2. Wow, the math almost went crazy there for me, I ain't lying. I almost couldn't add 5 and 2 to get.
Rough,
or
man.
2
It's
and 3
rough.
to get. Whatever I was adding, I don't know. 5 and 2 is what the scoreline will be. You would imagine if things do end up going their way, which would put them in a solid 3rd place. And then it depends, like Space Station, probably also going to end up in that 4th spot. So I think right now you could say it's all going to plan for for the top 4 teams. It's up to Supernova and Extinction. That game is going to be the big one. I think Supernova, they knew they were going to come into this and probably lose it. They didn't end up sadly getting a single map, but it's all to play for them still. Keeping themselves out of that relegation spot is going to be key. But I think I want to touch on what Rose said actually a little bit earlier. The fact that a lot of these players can and will be back either on this team or another team. I think Jutsu's had some exceptional performances on the Freya, and he's kind of stood out a little bit on that pick. So yeah, we'll see him again.
Oh, 100%. We're also going to see a familiar face joining us for a quick chat. Infected will be coming in for a post-match interview. Infected, once again, welcome to the show. Our favorite meme in person. Yeah, that was it was a very convincing victory. Walk us through generally how you feel about how the stage went for you guys. You had some heavy hitters you had to get out of the way first. Suffered 2 kind of brutal losses, but then recovered. Are you happy with the performance overall? How do you feel?
I think this stage as a team, I'm more happy about how we're playing than we are how we played last stage. But yeah, that Nightmare match when we got 3-0'd, I think we just forgot how to use our hands, and I think that was just like honestly just a really bad off day for us. Yeah, I mean they played really well too. I think their DPS played really well that match. And then the GK match, I think that one was really close. It sucked to lose that one, but like at least like this Orisa bad brig meta and just go looking at our next matches and even like looking in the playoffs, I'm really confident in us. I really do think if we play it how we normally are, we're gonna win the stage.
You think you can run it back then against GK and take him out? That seems like it would be a tough battle, but your Orisa specifically is really good. It's one of the best ones in NA, I'd say. Is there any kind of meta that you would want to see, or is it just, again, like you said, the Bat Brig Orisa?
I think the Bat Brig Orisa is also just really good for us. I also think we're good at just like the Monkey on a Brig and like also like the ball comps, like the ball Lucio Kiri, stuff like that. I think we're good at a lot of comps, honestly. So there's not like any particular I'd say that I'd want to see, but like this Orisa Bat Brig I think is really good for us.
Okay, but what's the most fun you have when you get to play? You know, what's your favorite hero, and like maybe overall, where do you feel like the vibes are the highest as a team?
Okay, the most fun to play for me is the ball Lucio Kiri, because on ball you literally just fly around the map and you're just, that comp is super fast, and especially like Ilios and like ball Lucio Kiri mirror, like everybody is just going all around the place and I don't even know what's going on. So that meta is really fun. And I think like for like our team
Love
too,
it.
like everybody's just like screaming in comms. So that's really fun.
I love that. I love to hear from a ball player as well that no one knows what's going on, because every time I'm picking up ball, I'm like, I just lost all sense of direction and like comfort. Like, this is weird. But yeah, you guys just make it look easy. You cemented yourself very well in the upper middle of the pack, so that's a great place to be, and we can't wait to see what you have in store for us come playoffs as well, of course, as we're looking ahead. Also, you are the player of the match, so congratulations to the honors. There we go, get a plushie. Yay! We planned that. Yeah, any last words from you? Anything you want to say to the fans who have been supporting Team Liquid and you personally?
Yeah, I just want to say, really love the fans. It honestly makes us want to work a lot harder, and it really brings my spirits up too. So just thank you to everyone who supports us, and thank you to my parents for allowing me to do this and like live my dream. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Shout out to my team. Yeah.
Yeah, the team, they got your back as well. Awesome. Only right takes here from Infected. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck in next week's matches.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Dude,
I love Infected.
thumbnail
I love
face.
it so much. For real though, for
Infected's
real.
great.